Hello everyone and welcome to Blog Around Everything and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match review as FC Barcelona once again winning at home to return top of the table in La Liga, but doing so by scoring 4 goals just like they did against Atletico de Madrid. 4-4 then, well this time it was 4-0 as Real Sociedad were reduced to 10 men early on in the first half, and it did make Barcelona's job a hell of a lot easier than it would have been otherwise, because we do know Sociedad is one of those clubs that are capable of giving Barcelona a game on their day. Anywho, this being a match review, we're going to go with a typical format today because I do have some time on my hands. So that means I'm going to be taking you through the negatives and positives from the performance, before then looking at the team ratings and the manager rating and picking a man of the match. So if it's your first time tuning in, this is how things usually go around here. And if you are new and you're liking what you're seeing, please feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 10k, guys. I know it's been some months, we've been almost at 10k, but hey, we're almost at 10k. We can do it with your help. Okay, let's go ahead and look at negatives and positives. And starting with negatives, it's always very hard to, pick negatives from a performance where, your team basically strode to a victory. But there was just one negative, I thought, and that was the lack of rest for Lamine Yamal. I mean, guys, he's only still a kid, right? I realize he's got that magic. We saw it once again from him, in the lead up to Barcelona's opening goal. Some brilliant play from him there, dribbling past 2 defenders and the likes. But this is still a kid who needs to get a permission slip signed for him to play midweek in a Champions League match. Okay, we know that's the case because Cubarsí needed to have that done, and he said as much. And Cubarsí and Lamine Yamal are basically like the same age, with Cubarsí being a few months older. But bottom line is, Lamine Yamal is still pretty young, and he really does need to be protected by FC Barcelona rather than always just being chucked on and played for 90 minutes, game in, game out. I mean, he played the whole of the Atleti match. Anywho, let me not go into like a rant mode. That was the negative that I had from this performance. I can then move on and talk some positives, and the first of which was, everybody else chipping in with the goals. I mean, the story of this game really is unlikely goal scorers, because with the exception of Lewandowski, the 3 other goal scorers have just scored, I think, basically the first goals for the season. I mean, I know Araujo, this is his second one. He scored one against Atalanta. I know, don't remind me. But in La Liga, it's his first. And it was the first as well for Gerard Martin, as well as for Marc Casado. And you know what? Shout out to Gerard Martin with that finish. Really, it was a nice little saucy finish, wasn't it? I mean, he did the whole Ozil bounce, shot, bounce pass, volley, half volley kind of technique, to score that one. I mean, just go and see the replay. It was a nicely taken goal by Gerard Martin, and it was nice to see Barcelona's defenders in particular chipping in with the goals, because guess what? Barca is the team that has had the most goals scored by defenders this season. I know, right? It's crazy considering they've not been majority scored on set pieces. From open play, there have been all types of goals scored by Barca's defenders this season. I mean, remember Baude in the El Clasico. We can talk about Jules Koundé as well against Real Betis in the Copa. There have been some pretty special goals scored by Barca's defenders, and it was just good to see everybody else, like I said, chipping in with the goals. And, shout out for Casado once again, because he's really deserved to get that goal this season. Okay, aside from that, my next positive was getting the work done, getting business done. Barcelona needed to win this match, especially because Atleti beat Athletic Club last night, and Atleti were on top, 2 points clear of Barca. So Barca needed the win to get on 57 points, to get ahead of Atleti by 1, and ahead of Real Madrid by 3 now, okay? 3-point gap to Real Madrid, which is good, considering that, we've got Atleti coming pretty soon. After Osasuna next week, it's Atleti, So yeah, we do need that points cushion if we can have it over Real Madrid. And Barcelona getting the job done to move back into first is good, especially going into this match against Benfica. Now, are we going to regret the fact that we couldn't afford a bit more rest to both Lewandowski and Yamal? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what's going to transpire in that regard. But aside from that, I think I can move on here and talk some team ratings. Yeah, because as you know, I don't do individual ratings for the players because I feel like once again that might sometimes lead to some, unnecessary targeting of certain individuals on a bad day. So I just opt to give the entire team a rating because at the end of the day, you live and die by your performances as a team. At the end of the day, you could score a hat-trick, but if you don't help to defend, you could end up not winning the match. You get what I'm saying? It's a team effort. So the team rating this time around, I'm going to go with a 9 out of 10 just because, it was against 10 men. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if this had been against a full Real Sociedad squad. So I know, pretty unfair of me ducking a point because Barcelona were up against 10 men rather than 11. But it was what it is. 9 out of 10 I feel is a fair rating for this performance and from everything that we saw from the team, especially for Mr. Tech, who got to keep a clean sheet. He was barely troubled, honestly, in this match, and even when he was, that offside trap was there to save him, which, hey, okay, points in the bag for Araujo, because so many people have been criticizing him, foolishly saying that he can't play the offside trap at Barca. Sometimes I really feel like Twitter is a waste of time. Anywho, moving on from the team rating, we can talk the manager rating. Sir Flick, in this case, is going to get himself a 9 out of 10 as well. And it's not because he was up against 10 men like I said for Barcelona's team rating. No. It's because he couldn't rest Lamine Yamal. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty harsh on him, but pretty strict as well. I think Yamal needs as much rest as he can get, and the fact that he got none here tonight, for me, it's a big, minus against Hansi Flick. So, you did well with your tactics and, your management, at least giving guys like Pedri a rest, Rafinha a rest, Kubarsi a rest. And I really felt like Lamine should have gotten a rest, especially since Kubarsi has rested more than Lamine over the past, couple of weeks. So, give Lamine a rest. What's wrong with resting? Why can't we rest Lamine? Anywho, let's move on now and talk man of the match. And I felt today for his performance, wearing the armband and, grabbing a goal as well as getting an assist. However intentional that assist may not have been. But, it was an assist nonetheless. Yes, my man of the match this time around is Ronald Araujo. How many more times are you going to see your center back grab a goal and an assist in a match? That was a must-win. So I feel like, deserve it from him. Captain's performance, and he got the ovation as he was subbed off. So yeah, definitely man of the match, Ronald Araujo. You let me know your thoughts though. If you had somebody else in mind, let me know in the comments. But aside from that, that is basically that. I thank you all for tuning in. We now look forward to Barcelona's upcoming match against Benfica. We all know how it went last time around. Hopefully we can just not concede 4 goals. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Anywho, I thank you all for tuning in. Do have a great day, and Forza Barça.